Another Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. But I got a margarita and I got my paints. My sister Mary Lou wanted me to commissioned me to paint her another peacock like my one here. So I thought, wouldn't it be great if I did a step-by-step process for her so she could, see how it goes, how I do it. So I start off with a margarita. No, just kidding. I start off by painting the canvas all white, and then I had an idea to, instead of just using a cartoon figure painting, I had her take a picture of her profile, and I drew the profile on some contact paper and stapled it or taped it onto here. And then I have my paints. I've got my paints that I mix. You gotta have your formula down, my little silicone to make the cells. And this is how I'm gonna enjoy my Saturday night all by myself. They're gonna take a pause for the cause, and there you go. Oh, and here comes Emma. Okay, so this is the exciting and scary part. I'm gonna pour the paint. Now it could come out really, really good, or I can completely screw it up. So, I need a little bit of liquid courage. And I'm about to begin. All right, here we go. So, my sister has reddish hair. She's always a little firecracker. So, the peacock, his body is also copper. So I'm going to start off with her hair. And it's all her hair, but something that's going to represent the body of the peacock. So, so this part, it's kind of going to go out and down. The other part is going to go up and around, and that's going to go over. So I'm going to start off with, woohoo. Here we go, loop-de-loop. This one. Thick body, so we want it thicker here with the brown and going around. I'm gonna hold off a little bit. I'm gonna pour a little bit going just down because I don't want to have too much of this color. Okay, got a little bit I need to add. Okay. Boom. Now, it's going to have a little bit of highlights. This one's a little more runnier, so it kind of scares me a little. I know if she was looking at me, she's like, what are you doing? I want peacock colors. These are just highlights. Okay, now. We got the big blue. Always do, and we're going to do a little bit of black around here because it helps bring the cells together, and just a little bit of highlights. Don't want too much black, but it will make those lines for the peacock. Coming around. I want to do a and a and I'm scared. I don't know. I hope I'm doing it okay. All right. I got 3 more canvases if this one screws up. All right. So now we're gonna go with our blues. These are our best colors here. So this is what is going to be all around. Cone around. One more. Going to have a lot of this color. Okay. Boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Here we go. That's gonna probably drip on the floor, but you know what? It's a cement floor. Ooh, I might need more of this color. But that's okay. Ooh, I used a lot right there. Caca. Okay, here we go. Boom. Over. Come on, baby. Come on. Over. I might have to mix a little more of that color. I did a puddle right there. I'm not too happy about it. It's okay. It's all right. We'll mix it with other colors. All right. Now we're going to do the other dark, the green. I don't want a lot of this color, but I'm going to have it kind of just mixed in there with these blues. Last time, I think I put too much of this green in, and I wasn't happy with it, so. Oopsie, there we go. Ooh, we're gonna do every other. Coming around. Like I said, I might have to pour a little more paint. All right, now my favorite colors coming up here. This aquamarine is just gonna really brighten up everything. Yeah, it's all over the floor. So what, who cares? It's all about having fun on a Saturday night. And I want a lot of this blue, loving this blue. It's just gonna bright up the whole painting. It's gonna be just really. Wow, okay, Mary Lou, this is a lot of flipping paint. I was not expecting all of this. So we're gonna have to pour some more. All right, let's get this other, now this is a metallic blue that is just gonna like, oh man, I hope it knocks our socks off. Cause it's like, cause this is what's gonna like, kind of be like a glossy color in with all the other paints. This metallic is gonna be brighter than everything else. Woohoo! Mama! Here we go. Okay. Yep. And you're wondering how I learned to do this. YouTube, you can look it all up. We're gonna put a pause for the cause because I have to mix some more paint. I was not expecting all this paint. All right. Let's see. These two. Woohoo! Scary, Crystal. I'm scared. A lot of fucking paint. Are you taping still? I gotta go mix some more of this paint. Especially this metallic color. I have to do a special mix for it. And I'm a little nervous right now. It's always scary when you're doing this and you never know. You just never know how it can come out. But I'm doing it with love and margarita. Here we go. This is a compound that I mix with to make the cells. So it's got fluorotrol, gluol, GL, it's a couple other flipping things. And so because this isn't an actual pouring paint, some of them I buy as pouring paints that make it the process a little easier. But this one is not. So, and this is my fun color. So I got to make a shit ton more of it, which I wasn't expecting. But that's okay. It's for you, Lou. Oh, fuck. I need something. All right, we're just going to do this. Boom. Boom. And you know, you're supposed to really, it's like kind of baking a cake. You're supposed to really know what you're doing and do the specific measurements. But my base is basically all formulated. This I'm kind of concocting as I'm going, and you really got to stir it to make sure you get the color you want versus the compound. That makes, so it makes the cells, the compound makes it so the cells of the paint kind of, what do you call it? I think I want that a little darker. The cells of the paint separate. Then that's what gives the cool effect of the pouring. Because you could just pour paint and it makes a big globby different designs. But when you really want to get some cool cells, you got to get the compound down. And it's a pain in the hole. All right, here we go. Put a little silicone in this. No, I don't use it for my boobs. They're not silicone boobs. No, they're real and they're real good. And you get the Seinfeld episode. Anyway, here I go. I'm back to the painting, back putting this more paint on this puppy. And I'm actually so happy my friend Crystal showed up unexpectedly. You know, there's no coincidences in life. And she's actually the one that gave me the idea, especially since this is for my sister. It'll be a nice little thing to show her how I do this and have fun with this. So hopefully she'll want to do it herself. Whoopsie, that was a lot of paint right there. But these are the pretty colors that I want to have shine through. And I'm going to get paint all over the floor here. Have them shine through. And make it pretty. We want it all pretty for my sister. Okay, here we go now. A little more of this blue, dark blue over here. I should have put this one on first, but I was excited about the metallic paint. But this blue is gorgeous. Now there's a little secret that I learned. So some people use a palette knife to get their cells and pour their paints and get that blend that you like to have. I suck using a palette knife. So I saw another YouTube video where this lady used, believe it or not, paper towel. Who would have thought? So now I want to move some of this paint around to give it some cool effect. I think I still need a little more paint over here of this color. I'll fill this in here. And a little more of my fave. I'm leaving a little bit of this for after so I can put some finishing touches on it. Oh yeah, we got paint all over the floor there. That's okay. Ooh, it's a lot of kids. It's just all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. Right, here we go, here. Okay, here we go. So now I want this to blend a little, so I'm gonna pick up the paint, and I also want it to kind of, actually people were like, oh my God, you're blending all this stuff together. The paints are gonna go wonky. That's okay, folks. That's part of the process, except for this. That's not part of the process. Got a little blue paint over here, sprinkling around. I used to be so afraid because I really seriously messed up a lot of canvases. But now I'm just having fun with the process, and I really kind of have fun like maneuvering the paint around and getting it to where I want it to be, and hopefully not get a shit ton on the floor. Okay. This is the first time I've done with this with such a huge canvas. Oh, thank you, Crystal. So now, like I said, yeah, this is why I wear my painter's pants. Like I said, a lot of, where did my paper towel go? Okay, pause for the cause. Maybe swiping it all the way. You know, once my sister sees this, she's so creative, she'll probably be able to do it on her own. Her and her husband are artists as well, and they do awesome, she does sculptures, and he does metal, he does these fantastic bowls, and he's actually gonna make me a cutting board, which I'm kind of stoked about, because I think the best gifts are creative gifts that when you put your time, your energy, your love into something and you make it for someone. I don't think there's a better gift. I mean, yeah, you could pay a lot more money, you can, but anything for me anyway, I'm done with the heart, with creativity and love for the person you're doing it for. I don't like having the canvas show through. So I'm kind of just touching this up with a little, yeah, I don't like that, what I just did, but let's try to fix it. So the paint is really wet, and this is the best time to try to fix anything because it takes days for this sucker to dry. And once it does, you can't do anything with it. Well, you can't, I mean, you can obviously paint over it, but that's why if there's something I'm seeing that I want to change now, I try to do it now. Let me fix this. No, I don't, no more. All right. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Here we go. So there's a lot of steps. Everybody thinks, oh, it's just pouring paint. What's so hard about that? You're pouring paint. Jesus, Michelle, you didn't make a big deal about it. Well, let me tell you, and I'm here to tell you, it ain't easy being me. Just kidding. I kill myself. Okay. How's it looking so far, Crystal? What are you thinking?
It's looking fabulous. Fabulous.
No, I don't, no more. Sometimes to create the cells, I've seen them blow to get some of the cells going. And I'm a blowhard, so I can do it. All right, good. Okay, so I'm spraying this on. I'm going to show you how you complete the canvas with bringing it down here. This is a good shot on this angle. So I'm kind of bringing it down all the way. and then coming down and finishing off on the side. So then the side can actually have cells as well. Like as you can see them over here, it has the cells on the side just from doing that technique. So I'm just about finishing up the pouring process. I'm gonna go and just touch up some stuff that I wanna kind of just redo. But so then this, basically take a shot just of the paint of the cells. So kind of go over the canvas, and you see these cells are going to keep creating these little bubble effects here on the canvas, and it's going to take a few days to dry. And I'm going to touch up a little bit here and there. But yeah, that's the process of pouring. So after it pours, then I have to create the actual peacock itself. More to come. Son of a whore. I just stepped on all the wet paint. My brand new socks. I love these socks, but oh well. What are you gonna do? It's a painter's nightmare. And there you go. Okay, Lou, here we go. Now, as you can see, the cells are still drying a little bit. They're a little bit, yep, oops, I just fucked that up. So they're still drying, but over here, I can do the outline of your face. So it's like a paint marker kind of thing, but it's actually paint. And I'm going to draw the outline of your face right here. So then this is where the contact paper that's why I cut your profile on the contact paper. So now I can just take this and do the outline, and then I can paint it later better, you know. But this makes it easier to do what I gotta do and have the outline of your face with the contact paper. And I'm almost done. It's the next day, by the way. Yes, I'm back into my painting outfit. And just trying to get the neck. I know how she feels about her neck, but this is just for drawing purposes. All right. So now I'm going to take the contact paper out, and you'll be able to see where the head is kind of gonna go, and then the hair. So you got to be really careful because the contact paper is kind of stuck to the canvas, and I don't want it stuck to the canvas. So I'm gonna gently peel this out. Okay. And this is gonna look like hair around here, so it doesn't really matter too much, but I don't want the contact paper to stick to the canvas. So a little bit leaked underneath, but not to worry, because again, it's gonna be shaped like hair. And now I'm gonna take this out. So there's the outline of your face. And then I'll be able to draw, like paint it in better. And have the eye go right here. And there you go. I can't wait to start painting it. Yay! So, well, I had traced the face with the contact paper and pulled it off, but it didn't videotape. So I'm just letting you see how it looks after I traced the contact paper and then pulled it off. Now begins the work of actually drawing the hair and the eyes and all of the peacock. My peacock, cock. All right. Okay, so now I'm recording again. Taking a little bit. This is still wet, so I want to be very careful. I don't want to move anything over here, but I did an outline in pencil of Mary Lou's eye. But I want it, it's going to kind of look like Mary Lou's eye, but not really because it's, you know, kind of ethereal. But here I go. And then a little bit of her eyebrow here, but that's going to be ethereal. It may change, but I'm trying. To just do the outline there, just so I can paint. I have a reference to paint over, and I don't like that right there. Here I go. And then I'm gonna try to do a little bit of her lip here. Nose. I don't know if I'll paint this in or not. Let's see, I need rag. I don't like this right here, so I'm grabbing that out of there. Step by step, by step by step. And there you go. Okay, so as you can see, I'm putting my first layer of hair down, starting with the darker color. I've gotten down around here and putting the hair black with the blue, so I have a darker blue. And that's kind of like how a peacock has darker colors in it. And then you put the lighter colors over it afterwards. It's nice, clean strokes. I've got a angled brush here and just kind of making nice little sweeps. And then so I'm going this way. And like I said, it's just the first layer. I'm gonna smooth out the paint with a little bit of my liquid gesso. Gesso? Oh shit, put a little too much gesso. Gosh darn it. Put that out of there. So it's gonna lighten it up now. That's okay. It's all fun. Ain't nobody gonna get hurt. It's all fun and games. And nice. This is what's gonna get those nice feathery looking. And always finish off over here on the sides. So basically you're just gonna use up what little paint I have there. And then you let it dry. And like I said, just nice little strokes. Yeah. Little. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like like I said, this is just the first layer, so you're gonna see some of the canvas coming through, but there's gonna be all the different colors. Kind of making now the different hair going this way as well. So, because a bird has different ways that the hair goes. So it's not just one going one way, it's going different ways. And then afterwards I'll put the, it's like a whoof, whoof, whoof. Yeah, we're just playing around with it, seeing what I like. I like the different, because hair isn't meant to be one way, especially on a bird. And just have fun with it. I like seeing those cells there. This didn't have a lot of cells here, so that's okay, because I knew the feathers were going to be there. Now this is where the hair kind of gets a little wild. Some's going this way and some's going this way. Actually, I think I like, we'll see how that will turn out later. So this is actually even a different blue than the dark blue I had. So I'm just going to add some of this color over here. Just get lost in your own head doing this. That's why I do it. I love it. I'm just seeing what comes out. Every picture is going to be different. That's the wonderful thing about painting. And with pouring paint, it's not like you can make a lot of duplicates. It all comes out different. See, now this is a different color blue. So you mix a little bit of, no matter how many different colors, especially in a peacock, it looks pretty cool. And on the side here, finishing it off. So this is the first layer, and there will be many more. More to come. And there you go. Hi Lou, I'm back. I did start doing a little painting today. It's Sunday, no cocktails today. Gotta work tomorrow. But as you can, I know your first question is she wearing that same thing? It's been a couple weeks. I washed it today. I'm back in my painter's pants. This is what I painted. Anyway, so as you can see the difference from before, I started putting in a little more of the hair silhouette and the silhouette for the base of the feathers for the peacock. So I'm taking my it's like a edge brush, and I've got this cool, I did the gray color, metallic gray. Now I'm taking this really cool, like it's like a, mom would call it a baby shit color. Anyway, so now I'm just doing these sweeps of, to make it kind of look like feathers, kind of like, just to fill in just a little bit, kind of getting it to look like, I have a practice peacock feather here, and you can see this brownish greenish color, and that's what I'm getting for like the stems of it, and just doing some sweeping brushing here to get that nice, just to add different shades. So you do this before you make the little feather circles. So I'm just kind of seeing how it's going to fit with the cells. You know, I don't want to cover up these pretty cells. And right now, because it's so, what do you call it? It's damn big. Because it's, I don't usually talk when I paint, so this is kind of weird. I know, me not being able to talk, right? It's because it's like this almost glossy finish. If I screw up, I can just go, wah, gone, beautiful. So yeah, I do that a lot. Anyway, here we go. Just making some sweeps here. As you can see, I don't want to do too much of this color, but I do want to get this, you know, some of it in here because it makes for, you know, just different dynamics in the painting, in the feathers. And I basically just kind of learned a lot of this stuff as I go. And I could never be an instructor because I can't really tell you what I'm doing. I'm just making it up as I go along. And just, I like this color. I like this like dark against the gray. It's just kind of cool. And then it like just gives it dimension, I think. And so I already put some over here. I just went and got this light from the neighbor next door, so mine hasn't come in yet. Well, actually one came in and it was cheapy, so took it back. Alrighty then. Now I'm gonna do the little circles. So now, hello, I'm back. Just mixed up my base color, which is kind of a funky color. I got a little bit of the orange, my crazy metallic greenish, and a little bit of gesso. Gesso helps the paint spread a little better. And so now I'm kind of thinking of where I want to put my quills or my circles or whatever you want to call them of the peacock. And I'm kind of just making little circles. And this is the base color of it. It's, like I said, orange, a little bit of gesso. And I'm not going to have a whole bunch, but I am going to sporadically put them around the painting. I'm not going to film all this, so just so you know, starting with the base. It's all about the base, all about the base. Okay, so as you can see, I put the base of the circles down that create the peacock look. And actually, a lot of times with paint and when you're painting over paint, you have to do it twice. So painted all the little circles twice. Now I'm going to do the center of the circle. Here we go. So, you know that little blue area inside the peacock circle. So I'm just gonna do I'm gonna go to all of these little circles and add a little blue circle. And I'm just gonna do all this over and over again until I finish them all. You don't need to see it all, just how I started. There you go. I realized that you guys didn't even see me in half of that last picture. Anyway, so I've got the green, and I'm going to go through every single one of the circles, and I'm going to outline it with this cool, bright color, and make it brighten it up a little bit. It just takes patience and time, and usually, you know, people realize if they know me, I have no patience, but there's something about painting that makes this really cathartic for me, and I like to just kind of take my time, get into another world, and do it. So I'm just showing you every little layer so you can see, and I'm going to stop the video. Okay. Okay, I'm at it again. I just want to let you know I had done 3 colors already. I did a green, I did a goldish. I didn't like it. It was too much on the gold color. So now I'm going over again. I did a aqua blue, and now I'm gonna do this, no, I did the, what is that other color? I did a dark, like a marine blue. Now I'm doing an aqua blue. I just want it a little brighter. I want it perfect for my sister. So I went through, like you could see, I don't know if you could see all the different patterns in here, but I chose to videotape this color because you might be able to see it a little more as I'm touching up some bright, just to brighten it up just a little bit in the feathers. I'm just doing these sweeping little movements again for the 4th time. And I'm hoping to just punch out these peacock feathers a little more, because I really just want this to pop, and it's just not popping for me at the moment. And so it's a lot better since I added the blue, the marine blue, but now with this aquamarine green, I think it's gonna pop a little more. I'm already seeing it, and I'm already liking the difference on just a few of these already. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I definitely can. It's all in the details, so they say. And it's a nice Sunday afternoon here in California. Sun's finally coming out through the June gloom, but I'm inside painting because I'm just feeling it today. Taking the day off, no computer, and just enjoying a little me time. Yeah, I think this is gonna make it just a little bit of color, not too much, just to make it enough to pop a little bit, you know, just pop, pop. Okay. Let's see how that video take came. Okay, I zoomed in the picture a little more here so you can kind of see what I'm doing as I was videotaping that other take. I could see that you couldn't really see the painting. So I zoomed it up a little bit just so you can see some of the sweeping color here of the blue that is making it just pop a little bit. And sometimes when you have a light color like this, you got to go over it twice just to make it stand out. And that's kind of what I'm doing. And it's just like I said, this little blue color is just going to make everything pop just a little more to give it a little more peacock feel. and just a little more spring in this painting step. And I'm hoping you like it, Lou. Yeah, I'm digging it a lot more with this blue in here instead of just the gold. Like I said, I have gold. Emma wants to give her 2 cents in here. So, you know, she wants to not be left out, huh, my pumpkin pie? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, you want to be heard. So yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through all of it and just touch it up with this little blue color to make it pop. And then we will work on the face. Yeah. Definitely making it pop. Loving it. I hope you like it too, though. All right. Like I said, it's all in the details. All right. I hope you can see it more of the painting instead of me. I'm gonna go through the painting now and then we'll go to the next step. All right, love you. I'm back. All right, well, all right, so I did a little extra. I did all the blues all around, and then I added, because I had that blue, I added a little bit of that blue in the hair because I just think I just love that color blue. I started on the face. I just did the outline of her face and her eye, and now I'm gonna add more layers and layers to the eye. But then I just love this pink. It's just a little hint of color. So what I'm doing here is just adding some sweeps to her hair just to make a little hint of just coolness. And just doing little sweeps here just to add, like I said, an extra little pop. And then I'm gonna put a little here so it's kind of like a little blush in her face. But it's not really, it's kind of like in her hair, but just so this isn't all white here. And as you can see, I still have to do her lips. I'm not kind of sure how I'm doing her lips. You can see how I did fake lips over here for this, but you know, this is Mary Lou's profile. It kind of looks like Mary Lou, not the eyes, of course, but the thing. So not sure how I'm gonna do Lou's lips. And I'm gonna put what color I'm gonna put in. But right now, like I said, I'm just doing these sweeping motions. I gotta wait for that to dry a little bit. So I'm like, okay, let's just put a little color around with the pink. And also what I do with the pink is I get on the places on the canvas that aren't covered and just create a little texture here. I'm gonna put a little of this here because that's kind of really blue, and then right here. Lots of layers, lots and lots of layers. I think I kind of like this pink highlighting her face. Even gonna put, is this dry? I don't want to put any color right there because that black is just gonna smear all over the place. All right, gotta wait, let it dry a little bit, and then we go to the next step. Okay, so little changes, subtle changes. I put a little pink on here. I did the eye, and then I put all the sparkles. I don't know, you have to, it's subtle sparkles, but it's all through the painting, and it really is gonna draw it out. It's really kind of cool. Just makes it shine just a little more. I filled in the lips. I gotta wait for it to dry. And then I get a pair of fresh eyes on it tomorrow. See if there's anything I want to add around the face. but I'm looking like I'm almost done, and I'm pretty excited about it. All right. Okay, I don't even know if you can see me in this, just in case. So I'm gonna do a cut too. Okay, so I'm almost done. I filled in the face. I got the lips going here. Gotta have it dry a little bit and then redo it. The eyes, I wanna come back at it tomorrow and kind of get a fresh set of eyes. And I don't know if you could see, but close up, there's sparkles. So after I added all the colors, I went through the motions and all the leaves with a little sparkle, just so it sparkles a little bit and kind of, you can barely see it, but it really does make a difference when you're looking at it in person. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that you like it. I'm gonna see how I gotta take a break and then, really go through it with a fine-tooth comb again before I feel like I'm finishing it. And there you go. Okay, and we're back. So I've spent some time looking at it. I don't like this part right here, so I'm gonna fill this in a little more. But other than that, I might do a little more on the eye, fix this just a hair, and fill in the lips more. But other than that, we're almost done, okay? So I've got a little bit of this blue, and I'm going to, let's see, I should do a test. Ooh, that's a little bright. I don't think I like that. So this is how you do it. You just kind of, I'm not sure. I'm not digging it, so I'm gonna blend it a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna use a different color. I gotta get this color back. I gotta make a little more of that. And that's how we do it. We just kind of go here and there and everywhere. All right. So when you get the next, it's gonna be done. Okay, good morning, sunshine. So I finished this last night. I'm taking a video of it so you can see it. I'm gonna go up close so you can see the detail and you can see all the cells. Oh my God, it came out gorgeous, Lou. I hope you like it. I hope you like the colors. The face, it got your profile. I put you nice red lips though. And just getting some of the detail. It's a big ass picture, Lou. And my little butterfly in the corner. I think I might fill that in. I'll ask you. I like the colors that came out in the butterfly, so that's why I didn't fill it in. But anyway, here is your photo. Let's go all the way back now so you can see the whole thing. And there you go.